Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. So, this is going to be the Red Zone Beerus, kind of like, first run. Now, okay, I guess where to explain. I recorded this yesterday. I actually did upload this to the channel for a little bit before it got partially blocked, which is the reason why I took it down. Again, if the video was just copyright claimed and one of these companies was taking the money or whatever, would have been fine. I left the video up, not a big deal. But because it was blocked, there's a lot of loss of visibility and stuff like that, and that one I didn't want to do. So I tried to cut out portions of it, because what it is Hero is playing during this Beerus fight, and it is frustrating because you can't even really hear it. It's like YouTube's auto detection system is on crack, with how precise it is, because there's no way you could listen to this video. That's it is just the frustrations of the YouTube system, but it is what it is. I mean, that's life, right? So it does put me in a tough spot though, because I do like to kind of have my first runs in these fights. You guys see how I kind of respond to these fights for the first time, blah 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 blah. Going into this Beerus fight, I did not know what Beerus had to offer, right? In my stream that I did summoning the night before, everyone had said, oh, this fight cancels dodge, and this fight cancels dodge, and this fight cancels dodge. But that's every single time difficult content comes out. People are always talking about, oh, it's canceling dodge. It definitely cancels dodge, right? It happens every time. So, I mean, as you guys can see, I jumped in here. A lot of dodge characters, and then we did have a lot of court issues early on here. A lot of dodge characters here, but this phase of Beerus, as it turns out, he does actually in fact cancel dodge. He does also have a territory. Again, it does kind of suck, but we're gonna lose out the commentary. But so this Beerus has a territory, which causes him to change the field of orbs, and he gets massive stat increases. Now, he does do a Ki Blast Super throughout the we lose a couple of runs, and then obviously we win at the end. I mean, I guess duh, right? But every single time we get supered by this Beerus, we do not nullify it when we had a chance. It's very bizarre. I started to wonder, is it possible that you can't nullify Beerus' super while his territory is up? I could see that being the thing, but I have not seen anyone say that. Now, when I originally, when I'm recording this video, I didn't know anything about Beerus. That's why, at this point, I went ahead, we looked at what Beerus did and see all that stuff. If you look on the right side there, a lot of those abilities right there, those are from his territory. But after that, it's okay, now, we got a good idea of what we're doing in here. Let's go ahead and jump in. But that Beerus, his giant form, is very tough because he's doing over 2 million on a super attack. Again, it is a Ki Blast, so you should be able to nullify it. I guess we just, have bad luck. But, that's very tough to deal with. And he also does cancel dodge. Now, I guess the thing that is, I guess, I don't know what we gotta say, reasonable maybe, we are able to build up for a little bit against this Beerus, but it is one of those things where you'd want to do as few attacks as possible to try and keep yourself fighting against Beerus' base form as long as possible. The other thing you could do, it is interesting, so going into this Beerus fight, I didn't know really anything about it, besides people saying he canceled dodge, which, again, in every stream I do, people say that. Now, at this point, I've learned all about all these fights, right, even though I haven't jumped into it myself, which is a bummer. From what I've come to learn about some of these fights that are kind of, new and stuff like that, a lot of them are designed quite differently, and there are actually, different strategies that can work with some of these fights. It does seem like Dokkan has done a good job with this batch of content, actually. Because, so while Beerus is definitely a big-time threat, there's a particular character who would just completely destroy Beerus, and that's Orange Piccolo. Which, you know, because by using Orange Piccolo, you're basically going to skip through Beerus's rage mode as well, right? Like, you're just going to end up kind of like both clashing against Beerus's rage mode and your giant Orange Piccolo form. So that's an easy way to be able to get around this. But yeah, this is definitely a tough fight. And I do like, people always go, oh my god, he's dying because dodge is canceled. Nope. Nope. I am always saying they should implement dodge, fights with dodge canceled. They should do that. Because it creates now, you know, with some of these different like blue zone fights and stuff like that, it really is a thing where we have different characters that could be good. Again, we never get the nullification. I don't know if I'm just unluckiest ever, but like all of our losses, it's just like, all right, we load in and then we don't get the nullification. All right, we load in and then we don't get the nullification. So yeah, it's kind of, it is unfortunate, but a lot of these fights seem set up where different characters can be good in different fights, different situations, which I think is really, really good. I still am very pessimistic about the idea or concept of them creating a very difficult fight that you can attack debuff. But I mean, maybe they did accomplish it this time. I don't know. We'll see when we get there. I'm not really too sure what else to really talk about with Beerus. I think when we do get our winning run, the reason we're able to get our winning run is because Future Gohan. Okay, so remember, Beerus does have a territory. When bosses have a territory, you can cancel their territory out with your domain, which, you know, is kind of what we're able to do. Is this the winning run right here? This might be. I think this is the winning run, yeah, because this is where we have it lined up. Nope, no, never mind. No, it's not. Okay, again, another nullification failed. You know, you can see where it's just like, okay, like I was losing my mind because it's like I'm sick as a dog, and then it's just like, all right, like we can nullify because before someone might be curious, if a boss cancels dodge, you can still nullify, right? Like that's the big buff that like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta characters got. You know, where they made all those those counters, they're all nullifications now. Nullifications work against a boss who cancels dodge. So like right around this point of the original video, I was sitting there like, is it possible that while his territory is up, you can't nullify? It doesn't say that, right? Like his territory, he has the attack and defensive increases and the orb changing and the increasing attack, but it doesn't say anything about you can't nullify his super attack. So little bizarre, but yeah, if you're gonna encounter a territory boss, you want to try and get a domain character out as quick as possible. But I mean, that's easier said than done, right? Because I mean, we have, I guess, we do have 3 really good domain characters: Zamasu, Future Gohan, and Broly. But all 3 of them are turn 5, right? So, and then pretty consistently here, we were actually reaching this form of Beerus on turn 4. Again, this did seem to be rather consistent that it was about turn 4 where we were getting here. Yeah, Beerus does a lot of damage. We get the revive. The Gohan and Piccolo revive comes out, which helps us out quite a bit. I've been having a lot of issues with Gohan and Piccolo lately. I mean, we saw they already died once in this video. They're decent. I mean, the revive is helpful, but... Alright, now, once Future Gohan gets his domain out, it heavily nerfs Beerus. I mean, we're going to see, like, Beerus... he didn't really seem to be much of a threat after Future Gohan's domain came up. So that's the clear basis for what this fight is going to be. The thing is, like, look at that, 7,000 damage. Like, yeah, nice try. I'm not super sure, like, how a lot of other teams would fare in here against this Beerus, it might be very close to improbable for a lot of teams, actually, to take this Beerus down. Because, again, you can't dodge in this phase, and he's throwing out 2,200,000 supers. Like, it's just, that's a lot. That is a lot to deal with. So, it's like you're going to need some very, very particular, I guess, luck with where Beerus would super or something like that. I guess it is possible, but that is going to be very, very tricky for a lot of teams to kind of overcome. So, the cycle that Beerus goes through, he has his normal phase, he does the rage mode, and then he has the cooldown phase. This is the cooldown phase. After this cooldown phase, Beerus does go back to his normal kind of like base mode form, the form we saw at the start of the fight. That's kind of the cycle that Beerus takes. Which we do see here, because we actually don't finish Beerus off right here. But there we go. There is Red Zone Beerus. Definitely a challenging fight. Again, I'm hearing good things from a lot of the difficult fights with part 1 of the 9th anniversary, which is really good. Not so sure if anything is harder than Fusion Zamasu, but I am sure, we're going to get something harder than Fusion Zamasu very soon. Remember, part 3 usually has the hardest content.